some CMLL stuff as well. So anyway, and also, another thing, All Japan has started a streaming service.
Really?
Well, the cool thing about this, I don't know if it's direct All Japan. I don't know what it is. Someone actually just sent me a Twitter with a link to an All Japan streaming service, and it's only 1972 to 2000, but that's the glory years of All Japan. Post 2000 is when it started going downhill. But it has in the 80s and the 90s, it has every single famous match up there. So it's quite amazing. And they're all in their entirety, I think. I haven't looked. I actually just found out about this a few minutes ago. So, but I checked out a few things, and it's unreal. It's absolutely unreal, and it's free too. So it's not even. It's free. It's free. So it's not even not even like Stardom or what's the other one that I'm getting so many different ones now, and never watching any of them. But it's amazing. It's just amazing compared to how things used to be. I mean, everything's at the freaking tip of your fingers. But
one of the things that I talked about in terms of the WWE Network that I thought was such a strong selling point for them is that even if the day came where I was not regularly watching the network for whatever reason, as a wrestling fan, I would never want to cancel my subscription because I want access to that stuff forever. Who knows when I'm going to want to go in there and watch something or relive something or whatever. That's one of the strengths of the WWE Network, that everything, well, not everything. That's why I thought they should have.
No, though, but the thing is as far as the percentage of the great stuff, it's New Japan and All Japan, even though they don't have as many hours, have far higher quality than WWE Network. I mean, as far as match quality anyway, but I mean, as far as the legendary matches, I mean, because again, in WWE and in the territorial days, they hardly have any legendary matches because, they don't have them. And with WWE, yeah, you get the pay-per-view. So that's the pay-per-view era. But, so many of the great matches were never even taped for television. Whereas in Japan, most of the key matches were taped for TV, since the beginning of time. So, there's a few because of legal restrictions in New Japan world that aren't there, but I would say 90% of the great New Japan matches are there. Whereas with WWE historically, I mean, there's, I mean, WWE and WCW and all that, I mean, as far as the percentage of really great matches, it's probably 20%.
You're right, but when you look at America and the age group that is most likely to purchase a WWE Network, everything they grew up on is there.
Yeah, what you grew up. Well, if once you're 95 on,
sure.
But if you grew up in the 80s, no, not at all.
But even then, I've been going back and watching NWA every week, and there's a lot of all that NWA World Championship Wrestling, 85, 86, 87, that's up there.
There's stuff, but it's not, it's like...
There could be more, but I am happy with what's up there right now.
Yeah, no, well, it's good when you watch it because, but I mean, the thing is, you don't have, but in the 80s, NWA, virtually none of the legendary matches in that era were ever even taped. Other than... let's see, for in the 80s, let me think about this. Almost, I mean, there was a couple of, there were a couple of real big ones and of course the clashes and things like that. But if you're talking about early 80s, I mean, you're going to get, of the great matches, you're not getting even 5% of those. And AWA, you might have clips of some of them, but you're not getting much of those. And Mid-South, I mean, the number of Superdome things that are up there, it's almost non-existent. World class, you'll have some, for sure, but it's still a small percentage overall. So, and then in the other territories, St. Louis 0% because they don't even have that stuff. Stampede, they've got, they'll have most of it, but how much of it's actually up on the network?
All right, so Brock Lesnar, we got to talk about this here.